Mavericks basketball on Mavs TV is brought to you by Home Zone Furniture. The Mavericks are back stateside after their trip to Mexico City. Houston does mean that they're one day closer to coming home as they play at Toyota Center tonight against the Rockets. It's a unique experience for Cooper Flagg. This is the first official road game for the Mavericks and for Flagg this season. And they'll match up with Kevin Durant in his first year with the Houston Rockets. The Slim Reaper's got his game face on tonight as these two Division and Lone Star State rivals meet for the first time this year. With Devin Harris, I'm Mark Followell. Great to have you tuned in. Devin, the Mavericks lose in Mexico City to Detroit. But what we saw on Saturday is we know they need shooting and scoring, and we know, based on what we saw over the weekend, D'Angelo Russell can give them that.
I think that's what they envisioned when they signed him this summer, a guy that can run the offense, can shoot the ball with efficiency and play make as well. We saw a lot of that in Mexico City. Shot the ball extremely well from three-point land. He also can get to the free throw line and can be dominant in the pick and roll, especially with the lob threats that he has on this team. Expect a lot of D-Lo tonight, especially in the pick and roll.
Had a nice offensive rebound there on that shot off the backboard. An alley-oop to Daniel Gafford, but what he really did was fill it up. You see him draining a three. He made 7 the other night. He had 31 points in the game. Not only is it D-Lo season high, but it's the most a Maverick player has had this year, going 10 of 17 for the floor. 7 boards added, a season best as well, and he played 30 minutes. Tonight it's the Dallas Mavericks and the Houston Rockets. The Mavericks had a wonderful weekend in Mexico City. As part of that, I had a thrill to sit down with Deputy Commissioner of the NBA, Mark Tatum, and we'll hear a little clip from that coming up next. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Houston, where the Mavericks are getting ready to play the Rockets. Before the Mavs played in Mexico City on Saturday, I had a privilege to sit down and talk to NBA Deputy Commissioner Mark Tatum for an exclusive interview. One of the questions I asked him was on the Mavs' initiatives in Mexico and how those efforts work in conjunction with the NBA's commitment to making more global connections.
Oh, I think it's terrific, and we encourage it, as a matter of fact, because what we always say is fans are fans of teams, right? They're not necessarily fans of the NBA logo. They're fans of the Dallas Mavericks. They're fans of the Detroit Pistons. They're fans of players. And the Dallas Mavericks have been a leader, and particularly in the Mexico market. We talked about them being the first team to come here and play preseason games. Of course, Eduardo Nájera, Mexico's own, played for the Mavericks. He continues to come back year after year because it was him who sort of was one of the Mexican players who led that trail and demonstrated that you could make it in the NBA and do well there. But the Mavericks have a global brand, and I think that is because of the tremendous history and amount of talent, of international talent, that plays for the Dallas Mavericks. So not only here in Mexico, but in Germany and in Canada and places all over the world, the Dallas Mavericks are beloved. So we're looking forward again to continuing to have the Mavericks engage in this community, build their fan base here, and we encourage all of our teams to do that.
For more with Mark Tatum, be sure and check out the Mavs TV app for the entire interview later this week. Definitely worth a watch. It was great to talk to him.
The season is just getting off the ground, and excitement is high for the NBA's Texas teams.
Flushes it!
This summer, the Rockets added a future Hall of Famer in hopes of building upon last year's playoff appearance. The Mavs are off to a slow start with their future Hall of Fame trio banged up. Cooper Flagg and D'Angelo Russell look to lead the Mavs back into the win column in H-Town. A Texas-sized showdown is next on Mavs TV.
Nice to see a Cooper Flagg jersey in Houston at Toyota Center. That Texas-sized showdown is just over 1 minute away from starting. Mavs and Rockets. And the starting lineups for tonight's game are brought to you, of course, by Home Zone Furniture. Max Christie and Cooper Flagg in the backcourt for Dallas. Front line for the Mavs. Klay Thompson, P.J. Washington. Second game of the year for Daniel Gafford. And for Houston, and they're a really good team, Amin Thompson and Josh Okogie in the backcourt. Front line, Kevin Durant, Tari Eason, and Alperen Şengün. with more on the Houston Rockets. Here's our courtside reporter, Leslie McCaslin. Hi, Leslie.
Well, guys, you know they lost their starting point guard, Fred VanVleet, before the season even started. And then they started out the season 0-2, but they have turned things around since then. They've won their last 3 straight. As we look at our Chalk Talk game within the game, of course, that's behind Kevin Durant, who's averaging 27 points this season already. And, of course, their offense leads the NBA as well. And, obviously, KD attracts a ton of attention. But there was a lot of talk pregame about Alperen Şengün as well, who's averaging 22 points. So they require you to play a lot of team defense. They put a lot of pressure on you guys.
There will be one notable change for Houston tonight. Of course, that does not involve Kevin Durant. Durant will be there doing what he does, Devin. But Jabari Smith Jr. does have a minor ankle sprain that will keep him out tonight. So that's why Tari Eason elevates into the starting lineup. Eason has been outstanding for Houston during this 3-game winning streak.
And off the bench, shoot the ball extremely well, active defensively. Another one of their tough defenders that gets into your face, breathing on you, picking you up full court. Goes well with the offensive firepower that they have.
Yeah, we'll see how that ends up adjusting their bench rotation. Ime Udoka's basically played a 9-man rotation in the first 5 games of the year. As Houston is 3-2, Dallas is 2-4. And of course, still playing without Anthony Davis, Derek Lively, Kyrie Irving, Dante Exum. Opening tip with Daniel Gafford making his season debut Saturday night in Mexico City as the Mavericks lost 122-110. Gafford controlled the tip. On Saturday, Houston played in Boston and won 128-101. Tonight, the scoring starts for Dallas with a drive inside by Max Christie.
I caught Kevin Durant sleeping there, looking the other way for the screen, and when the lane's open, you take it.
Yes, you do. And
nice left-hand layup, yeah.
Christie takes a lot of threes, but an easy 2 was there for him, and there could be a 2 here for Amen Thompson. They doubled Kevin Durant. Good recognition, but Thompson misses the layup.
Yeah, it looked like he got caught up in the air. He didn't know if he wanted to dunk it or lay it up. And that's one of the, when you jump in that high, and that was a long time for me. You kind of, you know, you don't want to give up a layup, but
I felt like that both you and I thought that he was going to dunk.
Yeah.
Based on our respective reactions. Here's another drive and finish. This is Cooper Flag. Christie and Cooper have scored to open up the game for Dallas here in the first minute. 8 points, certainly a good thing. Pocket pass to Şengün, who leaves it for Thompson, and he does finish that time.
That's what makes this team so tough. You got Kevin Durant running the screen and roll. You have a really willing passer in Şengün in the pocket, and then a cutting Amen Thompson out of the corner. Really tough to guard.
Durant with defense on the scoop to the hoop by Max Christie. Love the point you just brought up about Şengün being a willing passer. 7.5 assists per game for Alperen Şengün. He had 9 Saturday in Boston. Also 16 points and 10 boards in that game. That is an offensive foul called on the shooter, Klay Thompson. It's drawn by Josh Okogie, and the basket is taken off the board after Thompson hit a baseline jumper.
Saying to kick the leg out. Let's take a look. It's good separation off the screen. Go to the pocket. You see just that little kick out ahead. That's what they called right there.
The officials tonight, Mitchell Irvin in his 11th year from New Orleans.
That's nice.
Slam dunk by Şengün. Jason Goebel in his 10th year from Miami, and Pat O'Connell in his first season as a staff official from New Jersey. Drive by Cooper. Puts up the alley-oop. Cooper with an offensive rebound as Gafford couldn't finish. And by Okogie, tipped it away from Klay Thompson when he was rising to shoot it. Extra pass to the corner for 3. Too strong for PJ.
It's good offense. Good ball movement.
Putting it down and pulling up. Şengün and blocked by Gafford. Houston this year at home, they are 1-1. They've lost to Detroit, and they had a win at home over Brooklyn as PJ Washington puts it down and scores in the paint. Tonight is the first official road game for Dallas. Technically, on Saturday night, that's a neutral site game. And, of course, they open the year with a 5-game homestand. When you look back at last season, the Mavericks on the road last year were 17-25. They did play 42 road games last year. Wow. Amen Thompson knocks down a 3-pointer. He went into tonight's game, Devin, 1 of 11 on threes.
I'll tell you, he's not going to be shy about putting them up. He is only knows one speed, and that's go.
And by Durant takes it away from Washington. Up ahead to Thompson, who centers the break. Dallas is back in transition. Thompson goes to the basket. Recovery by Gafford to block it. Dallas now in transition. One bounce dribble to gather himself, and Klay Thompson connects on a three.
You know what, I'm actually a little bit glad that he had that offensive foul called him earlier. I think that juiced him up a little bit. Anytime you get a little bit of Klay a little bit mad, it tends to work out pretty well.
And I saw good signs, obviously, on Saturday night. Knocking down 3 threes, his most in a game this year. Had 11 points in that game. Şengün puts it down. Poked away once and twice by Gafford. Then an awkward-looking push shot up by Şengün is missed. Klay brings it up the floor. Gafford arriving. Big screen set. And Klay will let it rip from about 20 feet away and hit it.
The Mavs are better when he's in rhythm early, getting open looks, spaces out the floor a little bit for other guys to be able to attack.
Mavs up 5, 4 minutes into the game. Şengün looking for the assist. Kevin Durant three-point try, no good. Upstairs for the defensive rebound, P.J. Washington. And now inside Max Christie, a foul is called.
Let's take a look at the Volvo performance plan. 2 big keys tonight. They must defend the three-point line. And with Houston being one of the biggest teams in the NBA, they rebound the ball extremely well. Mavs a little bit smaller, not their traditional big lineup. They must crash the boards on both ends to really push the pace that they want to play at.
Well, I think those are great points for the Volvo performance plan. Houston is the leading three-point shooting team percentage-wise in the NBA this year at 45.5%. And their rebound differential to start the season is over 12 per game, which is the best in the NBA. Now, presumably there will be some regression to the mean on that, Devin, because the NBA record for a season was the Boston Celtics in 1972-73. They out-rebounded opponents by 10 per game that year. There have only been 6 teams in the history of the league over a full season to out-rebound teams by more than 7 boards a game over the course of the whole year. So surely that number goes down at some point, but they have really been dialed in early on in that regard. Air ball 3 by Kevin Durant. After the free throws by Max Christie, the Mavs are on a 7-0 run. Make it. Well, don't make it. 10-0. Looked like it was about to happen. Part of the way down, crawled out. Plays 3. Drive by Elman Thompson. Foul on Cooper. Leading scorer in the game for the Rockets is Thompson, who has a slam dunk and a 3 so far in this game. Thompson is 69%, 18 of 26 on free throws this year. Not only did Alperen Şengün come very, very close to a triple-double on Saturday against Boston, so did Elman Thompson. He had 17 points, 9 boards, and 8 assists.
This shot by Klay, said in rhythm, but coming back in transition with Elman Thompson, the spacing of the floor that created that. Everybody ran to the three-point line. The lane was wide open for him to attack one-on-one. You're talking about a guy like Elman Thompson, what he excels at, getting downhill with a one-on-one matchup. He's going to win that probably 90% of the time.
Outstanding transition player, and he's got a chance right now. After the miss by Dallas, Thompson, the assist, Durant the score. Well, that was, to your point, Elman Thompson going downhill in attack mode, and it leads to a score for the Rockets and a timeout for Dallas as the Mavs lead by 3. You tonight's Player Insights, powered by Paycom. Saturday night was the season debut of Daniel Gafford. He's been out with an ankle sprain suffered on the first day of training camp. Last year in 57 games, Gafford averaged a career best 12.3 a game, shot over 70%, nearly 7 boards and 2 blocks a game. Remember that he was out from a knee injury on February 10th until coming back in late March. And he was so good in January and early February before that injury last year. He's on a minutes restriction right now as we see highlights from his first game.
Yeah, but just his pure presence is uplifting to both ends of the floor. We're talking about him on the boards, his ability to catch lobs, his shot blocking ability, which we've already seen today with a shot block. Just the gravity that he has should open up the floor for other guys to be able to shoot threes. And obviously defensively against a big team like this is going to be a big help.
Here's Russell going downhill. His pass for Powell is taken away for a moment, but then recovered by Cooper Flagg. Here's Coop. against Thompson, and another deflection and a steal. This time Tari Eason claims it, and Ahmed Thompson finishes it. At the timeout, D'Lo went in, so did Najee Marshall. Gabbard played 17 minutes on Saturday, and they tried to play him in 3-minute spurts during that game.
This is an active team. We just saw a deflection even the play before that, but one thing you can't do against this team, they score the ball too well, is give them uncontested layups.
Handoff to Cooper Flagg. Shot clock is at 4 seconds. And then Coop trips out to the perimeter and connects on a three-pointer.
No hesitation with that shot. Knowing that the shot clock was going down, had to rise up. No, he's good. Glad to see one actually go through, especially early in the game.
Yeah, drove to the basket to score his first hoop tonight, and here he is with the three.
He got his feet set, got balance underneath him. Didn't think about it, rise up and knock it down.
To your point about him being glad to see one go in early, remember that it was a 3 for 14 shooting game. Did score 8 at the line, so the final number was 16 points, 8 rebounds on Saturday for Coop. Pull up here for Kevin Durant, that's good.
It's automatic. The ability to get to that mid-range, get to a spot, and obviously he doesn't like it, but he is 7 feet and be able to raise up and knock it down.
The foul a moment ago on Marshall, by the way, makes it 3 team fouls in the quarter for Dallas, but a bullet to the basket again. Max Christie has had a lot of drives to the hoop here in the opening 6.5 minutes of the game.
Well, he knows that people are scouting him now and looking at how he's shooting a three-point shot, so you got to counter that by attacking the basket, keep him off balance.
Devin going into tonight, Max is 50% from the three-point line, 16 out of 32 this year. Durant, that's no good, kept alive for a moment by Steven Adams, but he couldn't claim it. Adams just came into the game, and he is going to, or at least has the potential to terrorize teams in the offensive glass. Putting it down D'Lo, and then he spun away from Reed Sheppard, but a block shot for Adams. And nobody stops the ball, but then Reed Sheppard opts to give it up in transition. Got it back, maneuvers away from the defense, had to pass it. Tari Eason now for 3. Nope. Tipped away though, Max Christie had it. Houston got it back, and then it's low. Adams couldn't pick it up, but Eason did.
Scrappy.
That was
very scrappy.
And it's Dallas's 4th turnover of the game, and the Rockets are back to within 2. Size advantage here. Coop posting up Reed Sheppard, got inside, and it's a 3 for 3 start for Coop.
I'd like to see him do that a little bit more against smaller defenders. Take his time, punish the small defender, and get a good look at the basket. Wasn't pretty, but able to get it to go.
Foul is called here on the Durant drive. And now Dallas is at 14 fouls this quarter.
Just a switch. Gets him on the side, takes his time, handles the gamble, and able to get it over the top of the center with a nice left-hand jump hook.
And if I may put myself in corrections corner for a second, it's 3 team fouls. Not Dallas has been called for 4 fouls, but 1 was on the offensive end of the floor. So 3 team fouls on Dallas here in the first quarter. Moussa Cisse is going in along with Jaden Hardy. Hardy did not play coach's decision on Saturday night. Moussa Cisse on a 2-way contract is appearing in his 3rd game. He's played 4 minutes so far this year. But with Houston's size, Dallas needs someone of Cisse's shot blocking ability and rebounding ability to soak up some minutes. He came to training camp on an Exhibit 10 contract, which was converted to a 2-way. Here's Coop again against Reed Sheppard. In the paint, shooting over Sheppard. Mouse in the house, and already more baskets tonight for Cooper Flagg than he had on Saturday.
He knew he was going to bounce back. And he talked about, not playing up to his expectations for himself. And you knew he was going to come out as see Najee with the steal.
And Marshall with the breakaway baskets.
He was going to come with a better effort tonight, a little bit more focused.
Well, I think as we watched Coop here in his first season in the league, we know that for every rookie, there have been ups and downs. And you love to see a response. You know, that's obviously learning what the league is about, is when negative things happen, as you know, Devin, you can't be deterred by those things, whether it's within a game or from game to game, as is the case we're speaking about tonight. Aaron Holiday missed 3, but the #1 man in offensive rebounds in the NBA, Steven Adams, got one. He didn't finish it, but Kevin Durant did. Off the made basket, Marshall attacks. Here's another block by Steven Adams. Ball is out of bounds.
Raji in the passing lanes, doing a phenomenal job reading the situation, getting an easy bucket.
Got a missed shot here off the inbounds pass, as Coop misses for the first time in the game. Made his first 4 attempts tonight. Jayshawn Tate is in. Now Kevin Durant on the crossover. Cooper challenged the shots. Flag missed it off the iron. Adams grabbed the rebound, and Cisse with the takedown is called for the foul. There's a timeout on the floor at Toyota Center in Houston. Mavs 24, Rockets 20 here on Mavs TV. Leads the game by 4. The Rockets have 8 points each from Amin Thompson and Kevin Durant. Speaking of 8, Kevin Durant, as we see in the Lexus leaderboard, is 8th in NBA history in assists, updated with the 8 points that he has scored tonight. Durant's a little over 840 points away from moving past our pal Dirk Nowitzki into 6th in NBA history. Of course, he'll have to pass Wilt Chamberlain first. But Durant really thriving in his first season here with the Rockets.
It feels like he's comfortable in the setting, and when you play with a guy like Şengün, also is forcing a lot of teams in double team situation, that opens up the floor for Kevin Durant. With his ability to score the basketball, his ability to get to his spots and rise up, it's very, very tough to guard, especially when you give him the type of space that the Houston Rockets can give him. It's only been a matter of time before Dirk, he's knocking on the door.
Yeah, he's not going to stay 6th too much longer. Here's a runner that's missed by Reed Shepherd, but it's guided home by Steven Adams. Rockets within 2. Brandon Williams is in the game. Williams, change of direction drive, trying to leave it for Moussa Cisse. Turnover Dallas. Reed Shepherd looking for Şengün. A deflection by the Mavericks. Şengün has it, almost dribbled it on the baseline. Did lose it there against Cisse, but it's tipped out of bounds by Cisse, and so it's Houston ball. Wow. That might have been off Şengün. PJ's in, defending Şengün. He rifles it to Jayshawn Tate. Amin Thompson made one from that corner earlier in the first quarter for just his second 3-ball of the year. So that one well off target. We're in the last 2 minutes of the first quarter. Driving kick by B-Will. Catch and shoot situation for Hardy. Short 3, and the ball caroms out to Reed Shepherd. Mavs are holding their own on the glass right now. Matter of fact, they're up by 1 in rebounding. And for the second time in the game, Najee Marshall with a steal and score because of it. Slam dunk by Marshall.
Gotta love the defensive activity, the deflections, being in the passing lanes. This team has to create downhill opportunities in transition.
Şengün. First foul on P.J. Washington Jr. 1:15 left in the first quarter.
Starts with the pressure from Brandon Williams. Najee able to sneak past and steal it while he's not looking and go down for his second dunk of the quarter.
Indeed, he's got the only bench points, as a matter of fact, for the Mavericks in this game, as Şengün is on the free throw line.
Have you ever wondered where greatness begins?
All-star campaign last year for Alperen Şengün. 19 points, over 10 boards, 5 assists a game. He's been shooting his threes well so far this year. 28% for his whole career, but 9 of 17 on three-point takes this year. Hasn't attempted one tonight. P.J. Washington was in the middle of the defense. Dallas moves the ball well. Marshall for 3. Adams with a rebound.
See a lot of zone from this Houston Rocket team, especially when they have the big lineup on the floor.
Lost ball here by Amin Thompson. Picked up by PJ. He's got Brandon Williams running with him, and he scores in transition. How much do you think it might be also play zone to protect Reed Shepherd a little bit when he's out of the floor as well? Well, getting targeted in pick and roll situations by the other team.
I think it's more Steven Adams, and not having to deal with the switches.
Right.
Of team attacking him. But this Rocket team been a little bit sloppy in this first quarter. We see some turnovers, leading to transition points.
4 turnovers have turned into 6 Dallas points. Shot in the paint for PJ, crawls out, trying to guide it home with Cisse. He does pick up the ball, but it was on the baseline. Cisse is from Guinea, and then played high school basketball in the United States. 3 different schools, winding up his high school basketball career in Memphis, and started his collegiate basketball career playing for the University of Memphis. He was the American Athletic Conference Freshman of the Year. He transferred to Oklahoma State, where he won another award, Big 12 Co-Defensive Player of the Year in one of his 2 seasons with Oklahoma State. Also went to Ole Miss and played for a season, and then went back to the University of Memphis. And now is in the NBA with the Dallas Mavericks, playing in his 3rd career game tonight. There's a 6-second difference, that is. Shot clock, game clock. Şengün looked left, passed right. Wide open, reached Shepherd, but he missed it. And then the ball is bounced on the baseline by Steven Adams as he was looking to collect an offensive rebound.
That was an incredible pass.
By the way, situational subs before the Houston possession on the Dallas side of the equation, and now with the Mavericks having the ball on offense, they'll sub Hardy and Williams back into the game, and Ime Udoka is matching up as well. And Clay's going back in for Dallas. So both coaches.
The game too? Is he in the game?
Let's see. He's standing.
No, he's not.
Out of bounds. Yes, correct. Brandon Williams got all the way up the floor the other night in 5.3 seconds in the game against Indiana at the end of the quarter, but lost his balance and lost the ball, unfortunately, here.
And sometimes you're just too fast for your own
You
good.
know how that feels.
I definitely know how that feels. They put you in the game 6 seconds left because that's what they want from you.
Devin, you did say before the game that for Houston, Tari Eason has been really willing to put up shots with the new heave rule this year.
He's made a couple of them.
He missed that one from half court, and the first quarter is over with the Mavericks on the road against the Rockets and leading 28-24 after 1. Dallas 28, Houston 24 after 1. And here on Mavs TV, we bring you tonight's Baylor Scott and White Health Pulse Check. First quarter stats. Devin, I love the 9 fast break points. You know, the Mavs are playing with more pace this year. The Mavericks are 5th in the league in pace. Their pace is up over almost 4 possessions a game, that is, from last year, but it's not producing a lot of fast break points this season. The Mavs are just 17th in the league in fast break points, about 15 a game.
Yes. Something else to look at. 1 for 9, Houston on the 3-point line.
And the one was Amin Thompson of all things. Durant's taken a couple of threes, missed them both. Eason, Şengün, Shepherd, Tate. But they've been effective inside. Clint Capella, who plays the backup center role, or one of the backup center roles, along with Steven Adams.
It's like you don't get a break from their size.
Caleb Martin misses on a corner 3-point attempt. Gafford is back into the game. Capella is playing 10 minutes a night, so they're not using him a lot. Şengün fakes the 3. As I mentioned earlier, he's shooting 52% on threes to start the year, almost 53%. Going to work here at the elbow and try to get down low. Gafford tried to pull the chair out from under him, and Şengün scores. And Gafford got hit in the face. Timeout is called by the Mavericks with the game now tied. And Gafford obviously in a significant degree of discomfort. There's a timeout on the floor here early on. We're tied here in the second quarter. Gafford getting up. He is 27 years old from El Dorado, Arkansas. He's country strong, but this was a tough hit that he took from Şengün.
And you typically don't want to try to take charges with your face. That's kind of your moneymaker. But glad he's okay. Seems to be all right. We play on.
Staying in the game, and more on Gaff from Leslie McCaslin. Leslie.
Yes, we know he's a tough guy. I talked to him earlier as he was coming off the court pre-warmups. He said, look, I feel good. My ankle is still a little achy, but he said all the stuff that he's doing in the training room is really helping. So he seemed really positive about the strides he's making so far, and hopefully, just a bump to the face, and that was it for them.
He's wearing a pretty significant brace on that ankle. Sprained that right ankle first practice of training camp in Vancouver. Gafford will come out and screen here out of the Dallas timeout. Brandon Williams probing, and he lobs it up for Gafford, who is fouled. Clint Capella, I believe, is the player calling for the foul.
Speed downhill, forcing Capella to have to make a decision on that 2-on-1. Kind of caught in between, kind of opened things up for Gaff there.
But unfortunately, despite the Mavericks' frustration and disappointment with it, there are not going to be free throws here for Dallas.
One of those
PJ was really confused.
Did he have the control of the ball going out?
4-3 Brandon Williams. Long rebound to Caleb Martin. Finds Klay Thompson. His three-pointer is short. And Jayshawn Tate with the rebound. Jabari Smith is out tonight. That put Tari Eason into the starting lineup. And then Tate is getting rotation minutes. Reed Shepard hits a three. And Houston leads for just the second time in the game. 31-28. They've opened up the second quarter with 7 straight points. PJ finds Klay. Three-pointer missed, but tipped in by Gafford. Oh, they're going to call that offensive basket interference.
Can they look at that?
They can. Yes, but a call has been made so they can use NBA court IQ to determine whether or not they'll have all the camera angles here to be able to determine whether or not this ball was out of the cylinder. The Mavericks have challenged the call. So 2 timeouts used by Dallas here early on in the second quarter. And we'll have the result of the coach's challenge when we exchange. Successful challenge for the Mavericks. The tip-in for Gafford counts. It was called offensive basket interference on the floor.
I thought it was a clear, correct call. You just hate to kind of waste a challenge on that, but
Dallas still has one for the rest of the game. Well, it was obvious to us, and it was also obvious to NBA Court IQ, which is the new real-time AI-based way that they're using to look at enhanced goaltending and not just block shot goaltending, but the cylinder violations. And you just saw a look at it right there. So that's AI-based automated officiating that is using 20 high frame rate cameras placed strategically around the arena to optimize for officiating purposes. And you can generate those 3D replays of close calls with real-time augmented, that is, graphics, to be able to look at these close calls like goaltending plays, whether it's on a block shot by a defender or, in this case, again, an offensive basket interference play. How about that?
That's pretty cool.
Şengün, he misses. Capella with an offensive rebound. Outside to Amen Thompson. In the paint, Şengün takes the shot, steps through and scores, and draws a foul too.
When he decides to go, he's tough.
Yes.
I mean, all these shot fakes and change of direction and change of speeds. Nice step through there with some power, good footwork.
Well, much like a player that he's compared to for many reasons, Nikola Jokic, he's just very good at making all of these unorthodox shots. Strange release points. Here's Caleb Martin. No three-point play. Şengün missed the free throw. Caleb Martin trying to tightrope up the baseline, and he's fouled by Şengün. 2 team fouls on the Rockets here in this quarter. For Şengün is first of the game. Moussa Cisse is in, and Daniel Gafford goes out of the game. So 7 minutes played so far for Gafford. They were going to try to keep him, again, in the high teens in minutes in this game. We have another coach's challenge. Ime Udoka has challenged the foul called on Şengün.
All the challenges this quarter, all the challenges.
All the challenges and all the timeouts. This is our third timeout here in 2 minutes and 29 seconds in the quarter. So let's see what we have here. Do we have the potential for that being
Houston
called
has
a
called
hook?
a timeout to challenge the previous foul assessed to Şengün.
Şengün's called for the foul. You may have heard Mitchell Irvin announcing in the arena here that Ime Udoka's called timeout to challenge it.
I mean, to be honest, I didn't really see much from Şengün.
Did he ever actually step out of bounds?
I don't think he stepped out of bounds either.
So the call could stay the same.
Could stay the same.
You could make it a no call.
Yep.
Or you could look at it and call an offensive foul on Caleb Martin for a hook. All three things are in play, I assume. Look at the lower body. What the referee who made the call indicated was that it was because his lower body, like his knee or his legs, got into Caleb Martin's space, and that's why they called the foul. Remember that, you know, if you get into the space of someone trying to make a straight line drive and veer them off course, then that's what's going to catch the eye of the official, Devin, for a foul.
Not sure that meets the criteria, though.
Getting a look at it on the big board here at Toyota Center. Obviously, they're still looking very closely at it.
I don't know.
Well, as we mentioned a moment ago, there are three things in play here: keeping the defensive foul, changing it to an offensive foul, or making it a no call. And then imminent possession still looked like it would be Dallas in that case.
It's gonna take just a wild guess.
Okay, fire away.
No call.
No call. All right. .9:31 left in the second quarter for our second coach's challenge here early in the second quarter. The referees are off the headset now to communicate with the replay center. And you may notice that Mitchell Irvin, by the way, has, and all the referees have now, a headset where they can communicate with the replay center.
After review, the defensive foul on Şengün has been overturned to a no call. Therefore, the challenge by Houston is successful. Dallas will retain possession on the sideline with 15 on the shot clock. Thank you.
Good call.
Yeah.
Good call, Devin.
Maybe one of these days I'll go to reference school. We'll see.
You would be a good referee.
We'll see.
Former players have done that.
They have.
Leon Wood and Haywood Workman are the two that jump readily to mind. We're moving along at a glacial pace here in the second quarter with an injury for Dallas where Gafford went out, or didn't go out of the game, but they just called timeout because he and Şengün had a big collision and Gafford got hit up high right in the face. Then there was a Maverick coach's challenge and now a Houston coach's challenge. Both coaches were successful onset challenge, but it's still Dallas ball, and it's a straight line drive. Martin blocked by Capella. Dug out by Cisse, who is blocked by Capella. And then Cisse trying to steal it, dives on the floor, but Reed Sheppard hangs on to it. And then Thompson leaves his feet, found Sheppard, and he swings it to the right side to Okogie, who misses the three, but it's tipped in by Şengün.
Double big lineup on the boards again.
They double the ball. D'Lo avoided having it taken away, and then he moves it to Clay, who finds Washington in the paint.
That's the right thing to do against the zone. You must get it in the middle of the zone, and PJ has done a really nice job of that this first half.
Yeah, he's been kind of the middleman whenever Houston's played zone defense. Şengün lowers his shoulder and drives, goes back out to Reed Sheppard, and then Sheppard spots Amin Thompson hanging out in the dunker spot, and he scores.
Talk a lot about his ability to drive the basketball. I think what gets overlooked is his ability to cut. Timely cuts.
And there's Washington again in the middle of Houston's defense. And he flips it up and in.
Houston, we got a problem. You got to guard the middle of the zone.
Washington now has 6. Cooper Flagg is about to go back into the game. He leads Dallas with 9. Bluffing at 3. Şengün puts it down. Little set shot from the baseline is missed. Houston an offensive rebound. Kept alive by Capella. The cross-court pass by Thompson was booted by Shepherd. Then he picks it up and attempts a 3 that's off target. D'Angelo Russell off a 31-point effort on Saturday is taking it to the basket and scoring. First points of the game for D'Lo, and he put that into low gear to take it to the basket. It wasn't fast.
It was slow.
It was effective.
Slow to slow.
It was D-Slow scoring for the Mavs. Eyes to win the Cup this season. Find out November 7th through December 16th during 2025 Cup Nights, presented by Dr. Pepper. Buy tickets now at Mavs.com/Cup. The first NBA Cup game for Dallas will be on the road Friday night against Memphis. 4 straight Friday nights for Dallas, and 2 of them at home on the 14th of November and 21st against the Clippers and Pelicans, respectively. And then they'll close it out on Black Friday against the Lakers away. Kevin Durant is back in. Houston out of a timeout. Mavericks have fall back to within a point in this game. Durant misses. Capella misses on the tip in. Josh Okogie has it, but a steal, no. Yes, it is stolen. PJ saves it in.
Put it up top.
And it's a 3-on-1, and it's Cisse climbing the ladder to catch it from D'Lo. And Moussa Cisse scores his first NBA basket in spectacular fashion. Reed Shepherd to pass. And it's Eason with the 3. Dallas had regained the lead, but they only hang on to it for a few seconds as Tari Eason connects on a 3-pointer. Eason shooting threes really well during Houston's winning streak, that is. Here's tonight's Whataburger Whata play. Moussa Cisse from D'Lo.
This Houston team's been taught to kick it out. At the offensive rebounds. PJ with the steal, kicks ahead to D'Lo, and what good point guards do, they find big man.
Throw it up high.
Throw it up
big
high.
Man. Russell's 4th assist. And D'Lo with the alley-oop to Cisse. Marshall had a couple of steals. There is a nice change of direction by Marshall to shake the defender, but he misses the pull-up jumper.
He had a little bit more time to get that shot off. Didn't have to rush it.
Mentioning a moment ago that Eason is shooting threes really well during Houston's winning streak. They've won 3 straight in those games. Eason 11 of 16 on threes. Made one a moment ago, but then Houston doesn't build on the lead. A miss in deep by Capella. Cooper Flagg is down, and he's holding his left shoulder now. That got banged up the other night in the game against Oklahoma City. Eason knocked the ball out of bounds, and you can see the discomfort that Coop's in right now with the dead ball, and the clock stopped at 6:02 left in the second.
Shoulder got jammed right there. Probably when you're dealing with it already, right? Doesn't feel great to take a blow in that position.
Yeah, that happened 1 week ago. Excellent cut, but Marshall doesn't finish. Yeah, that whatever it was with the left shoulder against Oklahoma City happened 1 week ago tonight. Amin Thompson offensive rebound after Okogie missed the shots. Kevin Durant. Double team was coming. He recognized it and gave it up. And it's Eason's second 3 here in the quarter.
Just the gravity that Kevin Durant pulls. You always got an eye on him. Thinking about sending a second guy. Guys on the weak side are ready to shoot.
It's 11 second chance points now for Houston as Christie floats it up there for Cisse to guide it home. Five minutes left in the half. Dallas is down by 3. Jab step and 3 in and out for Durant. And then a foul is called on the Mavericks, trying to keep Şengün off the glass.
It's such a tall task when you got two bigs out there crashing the glass, and you got wings that are crashing the glass. So many guys that you have to box out. Big reason why they're top tier rebounding team.
You go back to 9:31 left in the quarter. And Dallas was out rebounding Houston for the game at that point. But since it was 15-14 Dallas on the glass, it's 7-3 in the last little bit. 8-3 in the last little bit in favor of the Rockets. Foul was just called on Cooper Flagg, his second, team's third. From a big guy standpoint, Dallas does not have Derek Lively, right knee sprain. And Anthony Davis, he went out of the Indiana game last Wednesday and was diagnosed with a low-grade left calf strain and missing at least the Mexico City game against Detroit and tonight's contest. He'll be reevaluated with the Mavericks coming back home after the game tonight. Eason missed at the end of the shot clock. Long rebound out to Max Christie. Dallas running and trying to beat the big guys down the floor, and they do. Marshall inside.
Beautiful no-look by D'Lo.
The dimes from D'Lo have been nice tonight. He's got 5 assists. You see Dallas back off defensively, and Thompson drives and still scores and draws a foul. And obviously, you don't want him. You want him taking threes, so you back off as they just did.
I mean, this was a lot of what I did early in my career. You back up, give up space. More space to get a head start going and be able to change direction. And obviously, I wasn't 6'9" and bouncy, but to be able to get downhill and be able to finish through contact the way he could is just a unique set of skills that this young man has.
If I may say, I think you were bouncy, but Thompson is just bigger and bouncier.
Yes.
And Thompson finishes the three-point play with the Rockets of 6 of 8 on free throws in this game. In the corner, Cooper Flagg puts it down, finds Marshall. Three-pointer is a splashdown, and Dallas back to within 1.
Takes me back to an Avery moment.
Coach, they give me a jump shot. They're giving you the jump shot? That means there's more space to drive.
I think that everyone in the world does, that's in basketball anyway, does an Avery impression. That's a good one. Now here is a matchup of Durant and Flagg. Double on Durant. A drive here by Şengün, looking for the big finish. Adams had it for a moment, but coming out of the pack with it is D'Lo. Cross court finds Christie. Max driving around the big guy, Şengün, and a foul. Max Christie with 3:23 left in the first half will go to the free throw line after Steven Adams is called for his second foul. Only 2 free throws attempted in this game for Dallas, and the other 2 were by this man right here, Max Christie. And he's got 2 here and a chance for Dallas to go back in front. Can give him a tie as we get more now from Leslie McCaslin. Leslie?
I talked to Jay Triano about this offense before the game. He said he really felt like they're getting better every game. He said, I think we found something in Mexico City. He felt like the pace was better, which is what you guys were talking about earlier. They got into the paint more, and he said, really, it's the first time he felt like they played for each other.
2 misses by Houston. They keep it alive and got it back again. By the way, before Max Christie went to the free throw line and missed both, he was 10 of 11 on free throws this year, but he missed 2. And then you have Houston just being dominant on the offensive glass.
And Jay Kidd recognized that. First thing he does, hey, Gaff, let's get you back in the game.
Going to have to manage his minutes again tonight on a minutes restriction, but they need his size. They need Washington's size out there. Amin Thompson on the free throw line. The Mavs are over the limit here in the second quarter, at least so far. And obviously things can change quickly, as we know, Devin. But Dallas is not doing a bad job with regard to keeping Houston off the free throw line. And I bring that up because Houston leads the NBA this year with 35 free throws attempted per game. They have taken 10 in tonight's game. Oh, Amin Thompson, who grabbed the rebound, gets the reward with the finish off the pass from Şengün, the reverse alley-oop. Oh, my goodness. Other end of the floor, rebound Durant, way up ahead to Thompson again. He misses in transition, and then P.J. Washington's taken out with a loose ball foul as he is banged down to the floor by Steven Adams.
I mean, I'm speechless.
First, he staved it in.
Obviously, if you missed a free throw, you know where it's going, but the ability to get back into the play and catch a reverse dunk.
He's bouncy. He's bouncy, Devin. In the middle of the defense. Washington strong off the glass.
With the left. PJ? So he's done a really good job of finding the soft spot in that zone.
Şengün drives, spins, missed the shot. He's fouled. So Houston again, about 35 free throw attempts per game. They draw an average of nearly 27 fouls per game. The Mavericks, by the way, are 4th in the league in free throws attempted at 30.3 per game. And both teams are hovering around 79% on their free throws. Houston just barely in the top half of the league in free throw percentage, and the Mavericks right there at the beginning of the bottom half. We're at a time in the NBA for multiple seasons in a row where teams collectively, the league is shooting with a little bit over 78% on free throws. This is the best free throw shooting has ever been in the history of the NBA over the course of the last 2 or 3 seasons. For Houston tonight, they're 8 of 12. Şengün just went 1 of 2. Deflection steal. Mavericks turned it over. This could be 4-on-1. Just a red wave running down the floor in that case, and it leads to Houston finishing easily and extending their lead to 5, their biggest of the game.
It's a team that gets out and run really well, runs the three-point line, but you got athletic guys that can fill up the lane. And talk about a guy that's bouncy. He's showing off that bounce in the second quarter.
Washington up to 10 points with that basket in the paint. 8 of the 10 points in the second quarter. And the alley-oop pass, or at least the pass down low to Eason, ricochets off the rim. And PJ's been scoring inside, and now he hits on the outside.
He's in rhythm. Time you can get a couple of shots to go near the basket, usually opens that view of the basket, able to knock down a 3.
Alone underneath, Şengün, too easy. Houston back on top. 1 minute left in the half. Christie, corner 3, no good. Only OG Anunoby has made more corner 3s this year than Max Christie, but that one off target. Here's Durant, and Durant determined to get to the free throw line. 2 free throws for KD with 48 seconds left in the half. P.J. Washington leads Dallas with 13. His last 5 coming at you.
Pure in the lane, just attacking. And in transition, finding that sweet spot on the wing. Got his feet set, knocked it down, but really kind of been set up by his reading of the zone, soft spots, getting those little floaters in there, and then opens it up. And once you're in rhythm, other parts of your game start to open up.
Durant's on the free throw line, where he's 85% so far this year. Durant is 7th in the league in free throws attempted per game. He's taking over 9 a night. Durant 3 for 3 in this game, looking for his 10th point. He had 8 in the first quarter tonight.
Talking going on at the free throw line.
There is. There is some talking. There definitely is. Houston up by 4. Gafford screens out to Kogi. Drive by Christie. D'Lo with it. Another screen by Gafford. Switch. Cooper late shot clock. 3. Hello, Winda. Cooper flag. off the glass. 1-point game. 12-point first half, by the way, for Coop.
Looking right. Looking right.
And he got Dallas to 2 for 1 as well. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Şengün finds Thompson. And Thompson has a 20-point first half. Now picked up by PJ to Max Christie. Clock starts. Max shoots. In and out on the 3. Şengün got it away. And it hits the top of the backboard. Fun first half. And Thompson had a whole lot of fun with 20 points. And Coop had some fun as well, including a banked-in 3 for the last 3 of his 12 first-half points. Rockets up by 3 on
Save a little. By the rule, save a lot. And by your North Texas Chevy dealers.
We are back with our Rooms to Go recap. Mavs down by 3, but Josh Brookhammer told me they love what they're seeing from this team so far in the first half, particularly on offense. The ball is moving, the pace has been good so far, and they like the shots they're getting. He said basically we don't need to force anything on offense right now. Defensively, really the biggest thing is that they have a lot of bigs. They are going to be on the boards constantly. Josh said they just have to try to match them defensively, guys.
Well, the rebounding number is not great, Leslie, since 9:31 left in the second quarter. Dallas was up 15-14 on the glass at that point. Since then, the Rockets have out-rebounded Dallas 16-5.
That's been the name of the game. They've done a phenomenal job defending the three-point line, but you can't give an NBA team multiple shots at the basket. It's one thing they have to correct along with turnovers, but doing a phenomenal job guarding that three.
Both teams have taken 17 threes. Neither team shooting three-pointers well. Mavs are 5 of 17. Houston, they're 4 of 17. 2 of them made by Tari Eason, 1 by Reed Shepard, and 1 by, of all people, Ahmed Thompson, who went into the game 1 of 11 this year on threes. But Thompson was active around the basket and has 20 points to lead Houston in scoring. Dallas' scoring leader is PJ Washington with 13. Cooper Flagg has 12. Josh Okogie. He did not start the first 2 games, but went into the starting lineup in Game 3, and the Rockets have won every game since. They've won every game since they moved Okogie into the starting lineup and Adams to the bench. Post up is good for Daniel Gafford. Lowered his shoulder into the defender and scored on the little hook shot.
Forceful move. You force Şengün to have to guard in action.
One-point game early in the third quarter. Şengün around the defense, slows down to draw the foul, and will go to the free throw line.
So tough for a big. Use that burst of speed to get by him shoulder-wise, and then you slow down to force the foul.
He did pull on the emergency brake.
Jake Getface like, ooh, that's tough. That's tough.
Trip to the free throw line here for Şengün early in the third quarter.
We've built a legacy of excellence through hard work and determination. We are East Texas A&M University.
Şengün missed them both, and Dallas comes away with the ball. When we get a dead ball, I've got a free throw stat for you that I want to share with everyone. Gafford has already scored on the post-up. Here's a handoff to Christie from Gaff. And a three-pointer is missed by Christie. Durant doubled. Şengün gave it up and twirls and dunks. Got it back from Durant, the big finish.
Talking to Coach Ime before the game, recognizing that Durant's going to get doubled. They have to be better at finding spots on the floor, getting to the middle. Struggled that in the first half. Şengün made a good effort to get.
Dallas looking for second chance points here, and they'll have that opportunity with PJ Washington Jr. headed to the free throw line.
Back to my original point, you must have somebody in the middle of the floor to balance the floor.
PJ did a really nice job of that from the Mavericks perspective in the first half. And he finds himself on the free throw line for the first time tonight, having scored 13 points in the first half of the game. So interesting early season trend, and it's just the Mavericks have been on the lucky side of this. Opponents are only shooting 68% on free throws in games against Dallas this year. And that includes the Rockets. I mean, they're having a bad night at the line, Devin. They're 10 of 16 after Şengün has missed those two.
You know, I settle up to good free throw defense.
Well, who knows what's responsible for it, but the Mavs have been lucky in that regard here in the early part of the season. A miss by Tari Eason on a corner three. We're 2 minutes into the third quarter. And Dallas has a chance to take the lead, and they can do it with P.J. Washington headed to the free throw line for 3 attempts as he was fouled on a pull-up three by Kevin Durant.
It's kind of a lackadaisical from Kevin. Tried to contest at the last minute, but takes him right into that landing space. It's a point of emphasis. Ref's going to call that every single time.
Yes, indeed. And the 3 free throws coming up here for Washington with 9:56 remaining in the third quarter. Here in the second half, both coaches have a challenge they can use. Jay Kidd and Ime Udoka used their challenges in the first half successfully, so they have one more for the remainder of the game. PJ can still give Dallas the lead if he hits the 2 remaining free throws. Mavs have taken 7 tonight. They have made 4. Rockets 10 of 16. Washington going into tonight's game is averaging about 14 points and nearly 8 rebounds. Double figures, had 15 plus as a matter of fact in each of the first 4 games, but then 9 points in the win against the Pacers. Did have 11 rebounds in that game. 6 points Saturday night against Detroit. Did add 5 assists and 3 blocked shots in that contest on Saturday.
Brings more than scoring to the table. One of our best defenders.
Şengün setting up the lob. Dallas disrupted it, and then Okogie had it blocked by Klay Thompson. PJ runs the floor. Oh, and a big finish.
Again with the left.
He drops the hammer with the left, and the Mavericks take the lead 62-60. Şengün guarded here by Christie. Let's see if they help him. Klay comes over on the double. Şengün stepped through it. And a steal on a pass down the baseline. And a foul is called on Houston. P.J. Washington. Fast break, forceful finish.
Best way to attack the defense. Right through the chest. Durant doesn't want to foul in this situation, so he pulls back, and PJ does the rest.
And he does the rest with some zest as he hammers that one home. Devin, we've got some more Moussa Cisse minutes here. In the first half, 4 points in 9 minutes. And again, as they try to keep Gafford in the high teens minutes-wise, he goes out. In and out for Coop. Rebound for Tari Eason. Dallas has battled their tails off tonight, and the Mavericks here early in the third quarter have a 2-point lead. Thompson hasn't scored in the third. They backed off. He got down into the paint. He keeps a live dribble, and it's blocked by Cisse. And the ball's out of bounds off Thompson. And he also hit the floor really hard, too. He's got a teammate trying to help him up, but I'm not sure that Amen Thompson wanted to be helped up just yet. Timeout's been called here by Houston. The Mavericks are up by 2. And P.J. Washington has his fingerprints all over.
How the Mavericks countered that by running different actions to get somebody into the middle of the floor. And that person has been designated as P.J. The simple actions, as you see, middle of that zone is wide open. Finding him in those spots for nice little push shots has been really effective, especially in that first half. Has really been instrumental in getting PJ going in this game.
As a matter of fact, he's tonight's Chipotle real difference maker. PJ has had 18 points in 2 other games this year, so he's tied his season high tonight as we play early in the third. 7 of 10 for the floor, 6 boards, 2 steals. And to your point, I like that. Just really simple actions.
Yeah.
Set a ball screen and just walk into a little pocket of space.
Those 2 guys are so predicated on guarding the ball and make sure those 3-point shots, you'll be able to sneak behind that for wide open looks.
There was a miscommunication of some sort, it looked like there, as Cisse tried to bounce pass to PJ, and the ball goes out of bounds. Turnover Dallas. They have 8, so do the Rockets. Over Coop. KD no good. Rebound Mavericks. PJ has already scored on a fast break attack. He brings it up the floor. Klay Thompson 3 is missed.
I don't mind that look. That's a good look for Klay.
By the way, the Mavs here in the second half are 6-4 in the rebounding advantage. So they have been a little better here to start the third quarter after the back part of the second quarter was pretty rough for him. Max Christie after Durant hit a 2. Christie, that is, drains a 3. His favorite spot for the threes this year.
That's where they want him. That's where they like him. And really have to make a concerted effort to get those wide open corner threes.
9 in the game for Max Christie. Şengün with an offensive rebound. Adams is in the paint. He's going to have to get out of there, and does. Now a double team. Nope. It's going to be Şengün in the paint and scores.
Can't beat PJ on an island like that. You just got to show a little bit of a crowd there.
There's PJ in the middle of the zone. Flag moves it. Houston trying to rotate out the shooters. Klay Thompson had to put it down. PJ in the paint again. Tough shot is out of there. And Şengün with the rebound and rifles it ahead. It's a run for Aaron Holiday in this game here in the third quarter as KD misses a 3, and elevating for the rebound is Max Christie.
Can't expect Kevin to continue to miss wide open shots.
He's 0 for 5 on threes in this game. Ball out of bounds. Dallas turns it over. Durant went into tonight 9 of 22 for the year on threes, including 6 of 11 in the last 2 games. But KD is 0 for 5 on threes tonight.
I can guarantee you this. He's not going to stop shooting them.
No, he's not. Nor should he. Durant the last 2 games, in addition to those 3-point shooting numbers I just discussed, 28.5 points. His season high this year is 37. Here's Aaron Holiday. Houston's having to put a different player into their rotation tonight, and Holiday connects on a 3-pointer. Jabari Smith Jr.'s out. That put Tari Eason, normally who plays off the bench, into the starting lineup. And Jayshawn Tate played some of the first half off the bench. Now it's Holiday playing here in the second half. And an offensive foul was just called on Moussa Cisse.
As you see, he makes contact. Feet are wider than the shoulders, base-wise. I'm going to call that one.
Yeah, the unnaturally wide base. Coming out the screen, big Steven Adams. They double the ball. Adams finds the cutter. Tari Eason, timeout Dallas. Mavericks took the lead here in the third quarter, but now it's Houston in front by 4. Timeout Mavericks. We bring you tonight's headlines, brought to you by your North Texas Honda dealers. And these headlines involve a couple of opponents for the Mavericks this week, including the Memphis Grizzlies, who Dallas plays on Friday night. Yesterday, Memphis lost. Ja Morant was suspended for that game against the Toronto Raptors. 1 game because of conduct detrimental to the team. Found out on Saturday that Trae Young has an MCL sprain and will miss 4 weeks at least. And the New Orleans Pelicans, who Dallas will play in their next game Wednesday at home, are one of 2 teams along with the Brooklyn Nets who have started the year without a win in the first 2 weeks of the season. They're 0-6, and New Orleans will be playing on a back-to-back. They've got a home game with Charlotte tomorrow and then play the Mavs on Wednesday. Matter at hand for the Mavericks, though, is this game in Houston, which has been played within a 2-shot margin for the duration. Dallas's biggest lead 6, Houston's biggest lead 5. D'Angelo Russell hoisting a 3, and it's missed. Rebound claimed by Houston. Kevin Durant on the dribble inside. Steven Adams, powerful finish.
That was really set up by the last play we saw before the timeout. They doubled Durant off the screen and roll. Guy from the corner has to take the roll from Steven Adams. They give up a wide open dunk from the corner. Now you're less reluctant to double Durant. Now you give up a layup to Adams.
Rainbow three is good there for Max Christie. And that ends Houston's 9-0 run. Dallas slices what was Houston's biggest lead of the game in half, and the Mavericks have the ball back with an offensive foul just called on Aaron Holiday. First foul on Holiday. Holiday in his 8th year from UCLA, playing in his 3rd season with Houston. Mavericks can tie it. First to the basket by Cooper Flagg, missed the shot. Durant with a rebound and he runs. And will take it all the way coast to coast and draw a foul. For the Mavericks, they now have 2 players with 3 fouls. Marshall just picked up his 3rd. Powell was called for 3 fouls in the first half of the game. Dwight is on the floor right now, along with Coop, Christie, D'Lo, and Najee.
I have a question. Are we allowed to give assignments to our sideline reporter?
Sure, why not?
Leslie, I know you listen. I need to find out what are those gloves that PJ's been wearing on the bench? I've seen those on TV the other day, and
yes,
he's been wearing them.
I've noticed that.
I need to find that out.
I have seen them as well. Okay. I am on it.
All right.
On the assignment.
Leslie understands the assignment.
Okay.
I wish I had them. It's so cold in here. We could borrow them.
It is not as chilly as it was when we walked in. The air conditioner was really cranked up when we got here about 4:30 this afternoon. Free throws by Durant, push the lead back to 5. Here's a drive by Marshall, who absorbs contact and hits the deck. Amin Thompson running and scoring for his first points in the 3rd quarter after he had 20 in the first half. Houston has the lead up to 7, their biggest of the game. Christie, he's drilled 2 threes out of the corner here in this quarter. He drove in from the wing there. Washington misses really short. And it's trouble for Dallas as Houston is flooding forward again. Turning down a 3 was Holiday, who then gave it up. Not sure Şengün was expecting that, and he takes out the defender, P.J. Washington, with an offensive foul.
That's a totally right call.
You know, you have brought this up before. They see the replay of what happened here.
Yeah, turns with the elbows, leads with the elbows.
I think the Rockets are going to challenge this. The Rockets are challenging the call. You have brought this up before. You know why that happens. Bad things happen when you turn down open shots in the offense. And Aaron Holiday had a shot. Yeah. He passed it to Şengün. I said during that moment, it's like it was very clear that I don't think Şengün was expecting to receive that pass.
No, had to kind of make something out of nothing. But when you turn leading with the elbows, I would be shocked if they overturn this call.
With the basis for overturning it, I'm just throwing this out there, just asking, because I'm kind of wondering what the thought process was with the challenge. Is that's just a natural basketball move?
Not when you lead with the elbows. You know, we see a lot of that with Karl Anthony Towns.
The offensive foul, assessed to Şengün, is under review to see if it meets the criteria for a flagrant foul.
Oh, look at that.
Okay. Okay, so it's not a challenge.
Okay.
I thought that was a challenge, the way that Houston was reacting.
Now that changes the conversation. If you look at it from a flagrant standpoint, right, you're seeing that it's a basketball move, and he's not really, the content isn't really there to try to injure somebody. You're just trying to make a basketball move. I don't know how they would upgrade this to a flagrant one.
Here's the play under review. You know, we were discussing this concept a few seasons ago and talking about how often you see flagrant fouls on offensive fouls. It's about 20% of, at least when I went down the rabbit hole a couple of years ago and looked at like a segment of the season, roughly when a flagrant foul was called, 80% of the time it was a defender around the basket, one of those kind of plays. About 20% of the time there were flagrant fouls called in offensive foul situations, kind of like what we're seeing here. I'm with you. I would be moderately surprised if
It is a basketball move.
We're getting the ruling now from Mitchell Irvin.
After review, Sengun makes normal basketball play. Therefore, the call on the floor stands as an offensive foul. Thank you.
Thank you. So there's the call. Nice job, referee Devin Harris. That was awfully polite of Mitchell Irvin to thank whomever he was thanking. Maybe just the basketball universe in general for their patience with the review process. So no flagrant foul, but an offensive foul on Sengun. Alperen Sengun has 17 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 fouls. He's staying out on the floor. He's got that massive front line with Sengun, Adams, and Durant. And then you've got Thompson playing at the top of the 2-3 zone as well. So much size on the floor for the Houston Rockets for the duration of the game. Going at that size, who is strong like bull, P.J. Washington. New season high for him with 20 points. Defensive 3 seconds called on the Mavs.
Defensive 3-second violation.
Technical foul. Free throw will be shot by the Houston Rockets. Here's PJ with 2 more.
Just an aggressive drive. Nice spin move off the contact, and we've seen that left hand come to play a lot tonight.
Durant rattles in his 15th point of the game. He's made all 7 free throws that he's taken tonight. The rest of his teammates are a collective 6 of 13, or 6 of 12, that is, on free throws. Houston in front by 6. They led the game by 3 at the start of the 3rd quarter. Sengun posting up and scores deep in the clock. And Gafford is limping after the play. Comes down the floor, sets the screen, rolls to the basket, and Gafford inside scores. Nicely done. He's still favoring his right leg, but he does score. For Daniel Gafford, 6 points tonight. He had 7 in his debut Saturday. Pull up in the paint is missed. And then Gafford is tossed to the floor. It's 4v5 right now. Gafford running into the play and trailing the play. Hardy passes it to him. Gafford lost it, got on the floor, tried to dig it out, and a jump ball. Let's go back in time and see what happened to Daniel Gafford. That was the first time we saw him limping. Hard to tell exactly what occurred here.
I think it might have started with Steven Adams stepping on his foot before he makes the jump.
Well, as you said earlier, Thompson is bouncy, and you've got Gafford. Wow. Ball is tipped out of bounds. Dallas has it. And someone down there on the front row, and we are in an elevated position. Why I say down there, we're in an elevated position here at Toyota Center. Someone who is not in an elevated position bailed out. They saw Steven Adams coming over to save the ball.
I would have bailed out too.
So Gaff comes out of the game. We'll see what the news is on him. Hope he's available for a few more minutes in this game. Cisse's in. Late clock. Jumper's good. PJ, a splashdown on a long 2.
Have yourself a game.
22 for Washington, but somebody has got to join him. He is keeping the Mavericks connected. They're only down by 4 and have only lost a point of ground in the 3rd quarter at this point in time. But that will push Houston's lead back to 6 and potentially 7 with the gliding drive by Aaron Holiday ending in a finish and a foul.
When you decide to double team the post, your rotations have to be sound, especially after the first pass. Just an open lane there for Holiday to take it, get it through contact.
Tonight is just the 3rd game this year that Aaron Holiday has played. In 62 contests last year, he averaged 5.5 points per game. Holiday has provided 6 in tonight's game now for the Rockets. He's got 1 made 3 and 1 3-point play. By the way, Gafford went back to the locker room. Cisse is in the game. PJ pulls up, and that shot looked like it was going to go, but it crawled out of there, and so Houston has the ball. They have had a lead of as many as 8 here in the third quarter. They're currently on top by 7. Holiday, way off. Washington's 9th rebound. Washington arriving. D'Lo finds him. Three-pointer is off the mark. Aaron Holiday has given the Rockets some good minutes here in the third. But here he turns it over. Marshall up ahead, bluffing the 3, D'Lo. Trying to drive baseline, D'Lo, then turns back to the middle and draws a foul. It was a huge scoring night on Saturday in Mexico City when D'Angelo Russell had 31. D'Lo just 2 points tonight, but can you find other ways to help? And he's got 9 assists in this game.
Those 9 assists have been huge. Every night, the shots aren't going to fall.
Right.
You got to find other ways, like you said, to be aggressive and impact the game. And he's proven that he can have high assist games.
Going into the night, amongst players with at least 4 games off the bench this year, he was 4th in points per minute off the bench. Almost 31 points per 48 minutes off the bench for Russell. His contribution has been felt through playmaking tonight. 10 is his season high in assists. 9 is the number that he has tonight. Play was just stopped for a foul, which the Mavericks had to give. First in the last 2 minutes. Ball into Adams. Now KD has it. 1 minute left. Third quarter. Aaron Holiday in the corner. Low block situation. Looking to wedge his way up the baseline. He picked up his dribble. Amin Thompson's going to have to let it fly, and he misses it. And then it ultimately... Oh, no, it's a foul. It's not out of bounds. It's a foul on the rebound.
Steven Adams hitting the glass again.
Steven Adams has 9 rebounds in the game tonight. Draws the foul on Cisse, which is his 4th. Moussa Cisse on a 2-way contract has played 14 minutes tonight in his 3rd NBA game. Now, Steven Adams, for his career, is a 53% free throw shooter. 46% last season. But, Devin, how about this? Before that, he was 11 of 12 on free throws this year. He started out the year over 90%. Goes 0 for 2 there.
Law of averages will come back down.
All good things must come to an end.
Law of averages will come back down, of course.
Powell's gone in for Cisse. Here's PJ on the bounce. Driving to the cup and finishing again. Washington up to 24. KD hasn't made a 3 tonight, and he misses that one. Adams trying to keep it alive. And on the floor, Tate went after it, but ultimately Dallas has it. Shot clock's turned off here at the end of the third. All right, and it hasn't necessarily felt like it, but the Mavericks are in position to, at a minimum, not lose ground. Oh, but they turn it over. Now Hardy coming back. This is a big play because it at least prevents a fast break basket to end the quarter. Hardy hustled back, and as a result, that was an even Steven quarter. It started with the Rockets up 3. It ends with the Rockets up 3, and we head to the 4th on Mavs TV next. To know as we start the 4th quarter in Houston. PJ Washington has his first 20-plus point game this year with 24. The Rockets are getting most of their production out of their starters tonight, just 15 bench points. And neither team is having a particularly good night at the free throw line. Both teams are shooting 63.6%. Mavs 7 of 11. Rockets 14 of 22. Mark Followell, Devin Harris, Leslie McCaslin at Toyota Center in Houston. 81-78, the Rockets lead as the fourth quarter is about to start. And speaking of Leslie, she has a report for us right now.
A good report. We just got a thumbs up from Mavs PR saying that Gafford is available to return to the game. And also, you guys, I told you I understood the assignment. The gloves PJ Washington is using are to keep his hands warm. Apparently, his hands get cold, and I feel that. So I'm a little jealous. I may actually go borrow them.
Leslie feels seen right now with the fact that PJ needs hand warmers.
Good job, Les. Good job.
PJ, or Leslie, I like all of your reports, but I especially like it when it's good news that Gafford is available to come back to the game.
Absolutely.
Here's Flagg with the ball in his hands to start out the fourth quarter. Coop driving against Reed Shepard. A three for Klay Thompson. Offensive rebound chased down by Marshall. He beat Shepard to the ball. Lost the handle on it. Coop had 12 points in the first half. Hasn't scored here in the second half. Time for that to happen right now, but he just lost the ball. Turnover Dallas. Both teams are at 12 turnovers. They both average about 17 a game this year. A drive by Josh Okogie. A post up for Şengün. Cut by Okogie. Put back done by Capella. Slamming the floor in disgust is Gafford. He's frustrated. Other end of the floor, quick whistle. Fouls on Capella. Gafford went out of the game. Watch. There, right there. Steven Adams stepped on his heel. Another look at it.
That was the right ankle, too, which is the same one.
That's the one that, hurt training camp.
Yep.
The Rockets appear to be taking a timeout. There was a foul called on Clint Capella, and I think it's being challenged.
The Rockets have called a timeout to challenge the previous foul set to Capella.
This is the second coach's challenge of the game for Houston. Obviously, the first was successful.
I think they're looking at to see if he hit ball first, then followed through with the wrist. It happened so quickly, it's hard to judge it even with these looks.
The hand is part of the ball when in contact with the ball. Remember that part of the rule book. You know what's interesting is if this is changed to a no call, are we going to have the second time tonight where Houston challenges a defensive foul? It's changed to a no call, but the Mavericks have imminent possession because it looked like Bewell was gathering the ball in. This is obviously very close. Very close. Jason Goebel, Mitchell Irvin, and number 90 in his first year as a staff official. He's refereed G League finals. He has refereed a handful of games for 5 straight years as a non-staff official, NBA games that is, Pat O'Connell. The referees now have headsets for communication with Secaucus. They had hoped to implement usage of those headsets that the referees are wearing at the very beginning of the season. It is happening as of Saturday's games, outside of Dallas's game in Mexico City. They did not, due to it being a non-NBA arena, have capability to do so for that game. But we're seeing it from a Mavs game perspective for the first time tonight.
I think he makes contact with the ball
After
first.
review, Capella's make legal contact with the ball prior to incidental contact after. Therefore, it will be a successful challenge by Houston. However, Dallas does have possession of the ball when the whistle goes off. Therefore, they will inbound the ball on the side with 18 on the shot clock. Thank you.
Thank you. The coaches' challenges are done for now with Houston tonight. They've used 2. They were both successful, but neither one of them gained the ball back for them.
Well, that's peculiar, isn't it?
That is peculiar. If all you're doing is just getting a team foul taken away 1 minute into the fourth quarter on a player who isn't in foul trouble and wouldn't play big minutes anyway.
The earlier one was against Shingun.
Yes, that one makes a little.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this one doesn't make total sense, but again, when you're not getting the ball back, foul was on the floor here on Dallas.
I think the initial challenge was obviously you want to take the foul away from Shingun.
Yep.
Possibly an offensive foul.
Yeah, that made total sense.
Yeah.
For sure. And again, not that this one doesn't make total sense, but there's an argument to be made that you could have saved it.
Yeah.
Now Shingun is fouled again. So the Mavericks accumulate a couple of fouls pretty quickly here. There was one on Coop and now one on Brandon Williams. Ooh. And Shingun ankle rolled a little bit.
Showing some flexibility there.
Get to the free throw line here for Alperen Şengün. Şengün has a double-double tonight. That's his third one this year.
TXU Energy Ultimate Season Pass. 50% off during peak winter and summer, plus more months of savings.
Şengün on opening night when the Rockets lost to the Thunder in double overtime was phenomenal. He had 39 points in that game. But since then, in 4 games, he's only averaged 18 points. And Tari Eason just longer got to the ball, but then tipped it out of bounds.
Didn't reestablish himself in play before he touched the ball.
So it's Dallas ball, barely, but it is Dallas ball. To our earlier discussion, PJ's hand warmers.
Hey, those look like some things I ski with.
Even more bulkier than that. Yeah. Here's a catch and shoot for Coop. 3-pointers off target. Really important time in the game. Just over 10 minutes left. And that's a palming violation just called on Houston's Amin Thompson.
Call was a little bit delayed. The ref looked at that didn't look natural. He had to do something wrong there.
Houston turns it over. That's 13 for them tonight. Now Coop with the ball here in his hands in the fourth quarter. Drives the paint. Finds Marshall, who's open. Corner 3 is no good. Mavs had a rough go in the fourth quarter on Saturday night in Detroit. A lot of turnovers and poor shooting. Not that they're turning it over so far, but the shooting hasn't been good for Dallas, and they can't control a rebound here after the initial miss by Şengün. The ball's out of bounds off Dallas, and Houston will throw in with 14 on the reset. Most consistent offensive player tonight for the Mavs has been Washington. He goes back in. Cooper goes out.
His hands are toasty.
Yes, he comes back in with warm hands. Turning the corner on the drive was Reed Shepherd. Low block situation for Şengün. Way off, and then to the warm hands of PJ on the rebound. He has a double-double now, and he's looking for an assist here. It's Gafford with the putback jam after the Klay Thompson missed 3. 8 points for Gafford. Tari Eason for 3 and good from the corner. Eason starting tonight has 13 points. To respond, a miss by Marshall. And a rebound controlled by Reed Shepherd. Under 9 to go. It was Eason from the outside a moment ago, and then he tried to force the action, and he threw it away inside. And the run out by P.J. Washington. He's caught by Shepherd. And it is a foul. That was a relatively new Kentucky player in the NBA, fouling not an old Kentucky player, but
mid-old.
7th year in the league. Yeah. Reed Shepherd in his 2nd year.
Great pass here. B. Will. Hit him in stride.
And the foul by Shepard was a good one. Does not allow the easy basket in transition. And Washington has missed the first of 2 free throws. Clay's gone out of the game. We have Max Christie back in for his 25th point of the game. P.J. Washington doesn't get the bounce. And they won some Whataburger.
Yeah,
here,
crowd
by the
is
way.
pumped up of that Whataburger.
Very much so. Reed Shepard on the move. Tough shot. Off the glass. Shepard this year's averaging 10. With that basket, he's got 5 tonight. He's halfway there. Washington just had an 0 for 2 at the line. In the paint this time. Draws another foul. This is the biggest lead of the game for Houston at 89-80 with 8:24 left. Call on Şengün for his 4th. And remember that Houston has used up their 2 challenges.
That was a foul.
PJ is 4 of 8 on free throws tonight. PJ in his career is 72% on free throws. He started off the season at a lower number than that, some stats to report. 17 out of 30 as we speak right now. So 53%, I'm sorry, 57% on the year for PJ. Made both of those. We know he's capable of making big free throws. Game 6, Oklahoma City, May 2024. Kevin Durant double. Step through the double. Şengün swings it. Reed Shepard. Missed corner 3. Now PJ. Head of steam. But then a recovery by Tari Eason. Reed Shepard now leads the break after Eason stole it. Then D'Lo tipped it out of bounds, and it's off Houston. Helter-skelter basketball both ways. Mavericks have it now. Under 8 minutes left in the game. The Mavericks remain connected, and 2 more points on the board for Daniel Gafford. He's got 10 tonight.
Got to give a lot of credit to this zone offense. They've exploited this zone defense of Houston with some really nice looking actions.
Down the lane, Shepard. That's no good, and the Mavericks collect the rebound. Washington again. Up ahead to D'Lo. He's free for 3, and D'Lo with a splashdown 3. It's a 2-point game. The first 3, the second basket, the 5th, 6th, and 7th points for D'Lo.
Pace equals reward. D'Lo for 3.
Dubai, Choctaw Casinos and Resorts, where the players play. And by Softtech, software engineering that delivers.
Mavericks basketball is presented by your North Texas Chevy dealers. The Mavericks are currently on a 7-love run. And after Houston had their biggest lead of the game at 89-80, the Mavericks have closed the deficit to 2 points. Free throws by P.J. Washington Jr., a basket by Daniel Gafford, and a 3 from D'Angelo Russell. That's your 7-love run.
Coming out of a timeout, love to get a stop here. Keep this momentum going.
Group on the floor that you're going to try to corral. It's 4 starters: Şengün, Okogie, Amen Thompson, and KD, and 1 bench player, Steven Adams, who started a couple of games earlier this year. Şengün peering over the defense. Shot clock down to 5 seconds. Back in the hands of Şengün, and he goes inside and scores.
So much length out there.
Christie against the zone. Got it back. Now he's organized. Now he's open. Now he hits it. Didn't seem like he was organized and ready to shoot the first time the ball came his way, so they reset it.
They reset it, and D'Lo actually turned down one that he could have shot to get Max that open one.
That's the 10th assist of the game, equaling D'Lo's season high. Drive here by Amin Thompson. Euro steps in the end and push the lead back to 3 for the Rockets. Houston has scored on their 2 possessions out of the timeouts. The #1 rated offense in the NBA. Down low, Daniel Gafford. Back to a 1-point game midway through the 4th quarter. Gafford's minutes are at 20 right now, and his points are at 12.
You also see Dwight Powell at the scorer's table.
Good spot. Yeah. Gafford's given everything he's got. Duke fought over the screen. Durant wants some space to operate and hits his first 3.
It was coming at some point.
Had taken 6 and missed them all until then.
That was the most difficult of the 6.
Driving baseline, Christie. Underneath to Gafford, and it goes in despite some contact on the ball by Steven Adams. How hard is it to be stronger than Steven Adams in that situation and finish? Nobody is stronger than Steven Adams.
Nobody.
KD again for 3. Wow. And that's why he's not going to stop shooting.
Exactly.
See, he's getting himself energized and fired up too. The 6 of 17 tonight for Durant, but it's a 5-point game. Where's this going to go with? Oh, it's a cut on the baseline. Christie from D'Lo. Slammed home, Max Christie. That was a good read by D'Lo. It looked like it was going to go to PJ in the middle.
Finding that soft spot.
Deflection, Dallas has it. They're in transition, 2v2. A stop and pop 3 from Tomball is no good for D'Lo. He got it back though because of Cooper Flagg's offensive rebound and missed again. A chance twice to tie the game. Amin Thompson with it. 24 for him tonight. Thompson's previous season high was 18. He had that before the end of the first half.
Wow.
Missed by Şengün. Good challenge by Daniel Gafford. Now running the floor and dropping the hammer is PJ Washington. He can tie the game. Free throw coming for Paul Jermaine Washington Jr.
Big time finish. Great pass ahead. PJ attacking the rim with ferociousness.
All night long. That wasn't just the left hand, that was both throwing that down. Presumably the night is done for Daniel Gafford at about 22 minutes and 14 points. 3:58 left. And we're right back where we started. The Mavericks have climbed back to level terms at 99 all, trailing by 9 and 89-80 earlier in the quarter. KD gets it back after he was trapped near half court, and again trapped. So many good passers and cutters out there for Houston when you're trapped. They're in a low block situation here. Thompson from Şengün. That was some patience to run that offense the way Houston did. And Amin Thompson with the basket has 26 now in the game.
Kind of got to pick your poison. You're going to take the ball out of KD's hands. It's going to leave you vulnerable on the backside to a one-on-one matchup with Şengün with a smaller defender.
This is a Dallas timeout with 3:33 remaining in the game. (101-91). Thompson with the baskets restores the lead for Houston after PJ Washington's three-point play tied it at 99. But PJ has had some help here in the fourth quarter. Daniel Gafford, in just his second game of the season, is in the driver's seat. He's able to push the accelerator, sore right ankle and all. The driver's seat brought to you by your North Texas Chevy dealers. Gafford's line tonight is 14.7 on 7 of 9 shooting with 4 boards and 3 blocks.
Gutted out since injuring the ankle, but this is what he brings to the table. Strong post moves, Good recognition on pick and roll plays, crashing the offensive glass, and Mavs doing a phenomenal job all night long in the zone. Be able to find those soft spots, especially against these big guys. And you see the strength to go through Steven Adams there. Hurt that ankle in the third quarter, able to come back, kind of gut out this performance, knowing that he's on a minute restriction. And
that probably would have come out of the game, to your point, a couple of minutes earlier. But there was no stoppage of play, so he was out there and did a little bit more damage. Out of the timeout. Here's a cut to the basket by Cooper Flagg, and he is fouled. The call is on the floor. For Houston, it is their 4th foul of the quarter.
Staying fresh. Maybe we might see another couple minutes.
Could perhaps play a possession or two here at the end of the game. On the drive, D'Lo got into the lane. And he goes down after a foul was called. And it doesn't matter what Şengün thinks about it. There's nothing they could do in terms of a challenge. They're out of challenges. He's got 5. The team has 5. To the free throw line, D'Angelo Russell makes the first of 2. Well, that was, what are you thinking? Was that good fortune for Dallas?
Definitely good fortune.
Back at it. Well, to our earlier discussion. That's why I thought the challenge earlier in the 4th quarter with that Capella play was kind of weird. When you judge on what you were gaining from it. Now D'Lo makes the free throws. He's 1 point away from a double-double. 12 assists, 9 points. Şengün puts it down. He spins. And there's a foul called on Dwight Powell, which is his 4th of the game. Şengün to the free throw line. He's only 4 of 9 on free throws tonight.
Not shot free throws well.
Şengün is 70% for the season going into play in this game and 70% in his career. But he is struggling tonight. Makes the first of 2 to lift Houston back in front. And look at this. Well, not all heroes wear capes. Daniel Gafford hoping to be the Mavericks hero tonight.
Somewhere Kyrie's.
There you go. Şengün makes them both. The indication before the game was that the minutes would be in the range of what Dallas wanted Gafford to be limited to on Saturday. D'Lo picks up the ball and draws a foul again.
So crafty.
He's very good at drawing fouls and getting under the arms of defenders. I mean, that's what happened on that last play, essentially with Şengün. However you feel about the right or wrongness of that other call on Şengün.
Just curious, it has to be on the scouting report, knowing that it's something that he does well.
He shoots free throws well, but misses that one. For his career, D'Angelo Russell is nearly 80%. He had made his first 4 tonight, so 4 out of 5 with that miss. 2:50 left, and that one goes in, thankfully. Double-double for D'Lo, 10 points, 12 assists, 1 point game. Şengün way out the screen. And Durant has it blocked by P.J. Washington. It's saved in by Cooper Flagg, but Okogie chases it down. The shot clock reset. Another deflection. Ahmed Thompson out of bounds. After all of that, Dallas has the ball. And quickly inbounds. And brought up the floor by D'Lo. Russell lobbing, broken up by Şengün. They were looking for Gafford. Now Cooper's the last line of defense, and it's missed. Oh my goodness, Ahmed Thompson missed it and then tipped the ball out of bounds. They haven't made a call yet. Mavericks have a coach's challenge if it goes the other way, but they don't have to worry about that. Finally, the call is made. Dallas ball.
Definitely dodged a bullet off that turnover.
And Thompson's made just about everything in the paint tonight, but misses there. So Dallas shooting here for the lead. Last time down, they turned it over. Gafford screens. D'Lo pulls up. No! Gafford kept it alive for a moment, but it's claimed by Tari Eason. Şengün will bring it up the floor. He's sitting on 24 points. Thompson leads Houston with 26. Durant has 21. And all three of them are on the floor right now. A drive by Şengün in the paint. It's good.
Run a 1-4 flat with your big guy.
It's a different world now, my friends. 105-102, timeout center to watch the Mavs take on the Pelicans, Jazz, and or Bulls. Get your family fun pack now at Mavs.com/ticket pack. Gafford is playing. 1:35 left. He's still out there with 23 minutes now. Dallas on offense, down by 3.
To a point where you need to score every time down. Got to get a good look. Looks like they've taken their bigs off. They're playing man-to-man. Mavs have been really doing a number on that zone defense.
The only quote-unquote big on the floor is Şengün. Ball's into D'Lo. Mavericks are shooting a better percentage than the Rockets are tonight. 47-45 is the percentage. Down the lane, Gafford finds Washington. Off target on a 3. A stop is a must right now. A foul was just committed in the backcourt. For the Mavericks, that is their foul to give in the last 2 minutes of the game.
Solid play. Hit him in the pocket. Good look in a corner 3.
Houston went into the game shooting about 51% as a team this year and 45% on threes. Their numbers tonight, 45 and 27% from the floor and 3 respectively. But they're clinging to a lead. Dallas must get a stop here. Laser pass underneath. Okogie is fouled. And Josh Okogie will go to the free throw line. In a 24-minute starting appearance tonight, Josh Okogie has not scored. He's 0 for 5 from the floor and is shooting free throws here, where he is 75% for his career and 81% for the season.
The difference between those two plays, when you hit the pocket, their guys are cutting out of that corner.
Right.
We're staying put for corner 3s.
Right.
So it's pretty much a 35-40% percentage shot from the corner.
Yeah, corner 3s are about 38, 39%. Right.
As opposed to layups.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in this case, a good free throw shooter on the line.
Good cut there. Nobody picks him up. Able to draw that foul.
And with 1:01 left, Okogie can push the lead to 5. He does. Well, as you said a moment ago, you really need to score on every possession, and that obviously takes on an even more heightened degree at this point. Christie puts it down. Dallas using a lot of clock. Here's Russell with the step back. And a rebound is grabbed by Tari Eason. Houston has the ball. This game was tied at 1:01. Since then, Houston has scored 6 of the last 7 points in the game. And now Thompson. Okay, that's a player you want to foul.
For sure.
He's 3 for 5 tonight, and for the season, he was 69% going into play tonight. 68 for his career. Thompson on the line now. Had 20 in the first half. Has scored only 6 points since. Missed the first of 2. So I think where that is notable, Devin, is that means you're still going to be in a 2-possession situation. Can't push it out to 7. Rockets have taken Şengün off the floor. Thompson made 1 out of 2. Last time out for Dallas taken now. 27 seconds left to play. Slim hopes left in Houston. Dallas will need some miracles down the stretch. 1 of 2 on the line for Amen Thompson. He has the second highest scoring game of his career tonight with 27 points. By missing one of the free throws, there's still a little bit of a window you could theoretically stink. 27 seconds left. It's 108-102 Houston. Throw in by Cooper. Got to get it inbounds to Daniel Gafford. Back to Cooper. Looking to hand it off. Now looking to shoot it. Blocked by Thompson. And Tari Eason with an easy basket. Well, that possession for Dallas got stuck off the inbounds pass. And Houston is able to force the defensive play, the block shot, and ultimately the score. And then they rebound a missed 3 by PJ.
Not great execution out of the ATO.
Nope. That is unfortunate. It was 101-101, and the Rockets go 9-1 down the stretch. Houston led the NBA in clutch wins last year. They had lost their 2 previous clutch games this year, but they're able to execute down the stretch and pull away to a win.
Seem to figure out, the struggles that they had early on and up in the pace a little bit, rebound the basketball beautifully. You got to credit the Mavs with a lot of positive things. When it comes down to the fourth quarter, execution is a big part of that.
The Rockets have now won 4 in a row with the victory tonight, 110-102 over the Mavericks. Dallas on Wednesday will play the Pelicans at 7:30 at American Airlines Center, with Mavs Center Court starting tonight on Mavs TV at 7 o'clock. For Devin Harris, Leslie McCaslin, and the whole crew in Houston, Texas, I'm Mark Followell. Mavs Center Court with Dana Larson, Derek Harper, and Skin begins after a brief break.
Max wanted music.